Instant Pot meals are the best kind of meals. I love that I can put my food in the Instant Pot, then leave and either go pick up a child or drop a child off or go for a walk or take a shower. Multitasking at its finest. The trick is it can sometimes be hard to find a good Instant Pot recipe when you're not cooking with meat or dairy. No worries, I got you covered. Here are 3 delicious Instant Pot recipes for you to try. While Olive Garden may not be the fanciest restaurant, they do have a pretty good chicken gnocchi soup recipe. And I have wanted to make this recipe plant-based for a while, and specifically make it in my Instant Pot to simplify the process. So here is the copycat version of Olive Garden's chicken gnocchi soup, but of course, it's vegan. We'll start by just dicing a red onion and putting on the saute function. So we're gonna turn on saute, and then we'll use my awesome chopper to finish off these onions, and we'll put them in. And then you'll also want to chop a bunch of carrots. So I only have these baby carrots. We're just gonna use them off. You gotta love it when you have like half opened carrots. And I'm gonna make them so small that you can't even tell you're eating them. All right, we'll put those in there too. I'm just gonna water saute, so I'll add just a little bit of water along with this while this is cooking. And then we'll add celery as well. So it's about 3 to 4 ribs of celery. And celery is, on its way out, so perfect meal. All right, next we'll add about 3 yellow potatoes, and I'm using my bigger chopper. Switch that out and put it right in there. Well, that's perfect, it fills up. It's about 5 cups of potatoes. Okay, now let's add the seasoning and the broth. I was supposed to add this right after the onions, but this is 3 cloves of garlic, so that's about 1.5 teaspoons of this minced garlic. Just mix it in there so it gets lower. You can saute it. For the spices, we'll start with 1 teaspoon of thyme, just dried thyme. I'm gonna use my cool little Plant-Wise slider measuring spoon. Next, we'll add 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. So I'm just using Bell's, and it's all vegan. It's just really yummy seasonings, spices, a really yummy mix. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of dried garlic, and I have a funny story. Lately I've been using this Kinder's wood-fired garlic, and I had no idea that it is basically garlic salt. I had no idea. I was wondering why everything I was making was so salty, and you even can see it in the videos. I'm like, this is kind of salty. The lasagna, everything was just saltier than normal. So now I'm just going back to the basics. We're just gonna stick with that and not buy blends without knowing that they're blends. It needs to say on there, wood-fired garlic salt. Thank you for your comments, guys. You helped show me things that I just didn't realize. And we add about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. This smells so good. Holy cow, so good. And then about 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, we'll add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and we'll just cover everything evenly before we add in the veggie broth. Then we'll add in 3.5 cups of veggie broth. I'm just doing water and then my bouillon paste. Just the regular, better than bouillon veggie paste. Oh, I can't open it, hold on. 1, it's all gone. I need to open another one. 2, all right. And here is the 3rd. Okay, we just want the veggies to cook, and they're already pretty close to being done. I don't want to overcook them. So we're just gonna put this for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes on the Instant Pot. It's been cooking already. We just want to cook the rest of the veggies. So another 5 minutes, and then we'll open it up. You may need to add a little bit more time if you were testing your potatoes and they are bigger chunks and they need more time. Usually potatoes in the Instant Pot take about 12 minutes anyway, but mine are almost cooked completely. So I'm just gonna give it 5 minutes in the Instant Pot. It would be anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. While the soup is cooking, I'm gonna actually take these little gnocchis and put them in my air fryer. I'm using this mini version just because I think they're cute. I'll just open the package and plop it right on my little thing here. Just need to cook them a little bit so they don't get too soggy. For the chicken, you can use beans or you can use Morningstar chicken strips. These have a ton of protein, so if your goal is a higher protein plant-based diet, I would use these. If you just wanna go completely unprocessed as possible, I would use these. Guess what? I'm gonna use both. Why not? Why not do both? So I wanna actually thaw out this chicken so I can make it a lot smaller, and I'm just gonna use the whole thing. This is just an easy way for me to make this recipe fit my whole family. By adding beans and the chicken, it's going to go so much further. I'm gonna put it in the microwave. You want to add 3 cups of unsweetened plant milk to the soup. And my hack, since I don't have unsweetened plant milk right now at my house, is just to add a half of a block of tofu with 2 cups of water to my blender. And that's how I make 3 cups of unsweetened plant milk. But if you are soy-free, you can easily just do almond milk here, oat milk, whatever works for you. It does not have to be soy-based milk or tofu. Hey, real quick, have you grabbed my Cliff Notes of the book, How Not to Die? This book is like the Bible for plant-based eating. It gives you all of the reasons why we should be eating more plants. The problem is the book is super duper long, and I've made a Cliff Notes version so you know exactly what foods you should be eating to avoid certain diseases, like berries for Alzheimer's or peppers for Parkinson's disease. It's all in my Cliff Notes, so make sure to click on the link below to grab it for yourself. See, look, plant milk. It doesn't taste as good as regular soy milk though, so don't drink it. I spilled some of the soy milk on me. Okay, so now we'll open up our Instant Pot. Yummy, look at that, it looks so good. And then we'll add our beans. We'll add our plant milk that I spilled all over myself. And then we'll chop up these chicken strips. And I have also some fresh thyme. Look at, now it's starting to look like the real thing. And then the gnocchis are almost done and we'll add those too. Let's chop up the chicken. Again, totally optional. I don't want anyone complaining saying that I'm using processed foods. You do not have to make this with processed meats, but if you watched my other video, you saw that Dr. Greger has said that even processed fake plant chicken is healthier than real chicken. So it can help you meet your protein goals if that is something that you're working on. Plus, if you have people in your family that are not plant-based, they'll never know that it's not real chicken. It tastes good, especially in a soup like this. And then let's finish up with adding the thyme, fresh thyme. If I do it right, I can just go backwards down the stem. Taste this, you might want to add more salt because the plant milk kind of takes away some of the flavor. Let's add in the gnocchis to finish us off. Oh my goodness. Okay, nothing is better than like fresh, warm gnocchis right out of the air fryer. They're like crisp. Oh my goodness. So good, like French fries. Okay, and now I'm gonna add in a little bit more salt, a little bit more seasoning. I just really like things flavorful, and you may not. So we made it just kind of the average version, and now this is where I add in a little bit more flavor, a little more pepper, and a little bit more salt. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And then we want it to simmer just for a little bit. We don't want it to necessarily boil. We don't want the soy milk to curdle, but we want it to just be nice and warm, let all the flavors mesh. So I have it on saute. I'm just gonna simmer it for a couple minutes. And then I'm gonna top it off with some nutritional yeast just to give it the tiniest little bit of cheesy flavor. As much or as little as you like. All right, let's serve this baby. I almost forgot, we need to add spinach. So let's just finish it off. I'm gonna finish off the spinach. And there we go, get some more greens in there. All right, let's try it out. It doesn't taste exactly like the Olive Garden version. I think it tastes better. Just kidding, no, it tastes really good. It's creamy, I mean, a creamy, delicious, hearty soup. It's delicious. My one daughter did say, did you put fake meat in this? Ugh. So, not everyone's a fan. Feel free to just use the beans. You like it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Good. It's a 10 out of 10.
It's 10 out of 10?
Yeah, I'm here.
This cutie decided to add peppers to the soup. Smart girl. Smart girl. Orange.
More peppers.
Orange peppers. Faithful Plateful is one of the recipe developers for PlantWise. She's amazing, and she also has her own blog. Today I'm going to make one of her most famous recipes, her lentil walnut tacos with a delicious mango salsa. So let's put that together. It's so fast and easy. We're gonna take 1 cup dried lentils, and yes, don't worry, I'm gonna rinse them real quick. Then you'll add 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, which I believe is 1 packet, but I'm gonna double check. Yeah, it's 1 packet. 2 tablespoons taco seasoning, super simple. Then you add 2 1/4 cups of water. Here's the 2nd cup. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/2 cup of walnuts. Okay, so we just go ahead and cook this in our Instant Pot. That's how easy it is. So you're supposed to cook this for 8 minutes. I'm actually gonna do 5 because after 8 minutes, you're supposed to turn on, like get all the air out, and you are not supposed to let it naturally release, but I am gonna take a shower, and so I need it to naturally release. So we're gonna experiment, see how it goes. Let's do 5 minutes. Hopefully they won't turn out mushy. Okay guys, I am now done cooking the lentils. They look amazing, but when I reread the instructions, I actually did it wrong. I was not supposed to cook the walnuts. Actually, I think the walnuts taste amazing cooked. I just was supposed to actually blend them into a powder form so that there's not walnut chunks. I was wondering how this was gonna work out. Wasn't using my brain, I was in a hurry, and I did not read the instructions. So I'm pulling out the walnuts right now, and then I'm gonna grind them up a little bit. These lentils taste amazing though. There's so much flavor. I'm gonna have to do this more often, just cook lentils and taco seasoning in the Instant Pot. So good. I usually will cook them and then add the flavor after, but I think cooking lentils in taco seasoning is a game changer. All right, I kind of smashed them up a little bit better. They're not gonna be perfect, but it will do. All right, let's make the mango salsa now that goes with the tacos. We're gonna make the mango salsa. I've already cut up the mangoes. We're just gonna chop it up in my chopper, put it all together. Wanna help? Then we're gonna chop up the mango. I did 2 full mangoes here. I tried not to eat them all while I was cutting them.
Did you eat them?
Just a little bit, it's hard not to. These ones are not super ripe, but ideally the riper the better, right? Just getting all that anger out. Awesome. And here we go. Here is our mango salsa. Now let's add in some lime juice and everything else. I have our cilantro. This one I'm just gonna chop. My kids are flipping on the trampoline right now. Sorry, no, my kids are flipping on the couch like it's a trampoline right now. And then the juice of a lime. All right, and here's our mango salsa. I swear my avocado is already bad and I bought it just a couple days ago. Darn it. Okay, so maybe not add avocados today. We'll just do the salsa and the lentils. All right, let's put on the lentils and the salsa. Look at how cute and delicious. I did microwave the tortillas, the corn tortillas, for about 20 seconds. It makes a big difference. So cute. Let's try out the tacos. Do you want some?
No, I don't like the
corn tortillas.
No, I don't.
He doesn't like sweet in his salt. I do. And these are great. So even if you're like my son and don't like sweet, you can just use this taco walnut recipe for delicious lentil tacos that are so easy. Literally take 5 minutes to put together. So simple, so easy. It is a really good go-to Instant Pot recipe. Just lentil tacos. Thank you, Faithful Playful. I've seen it online, I've seen other people do it, but I knew I had to try this and I had to make a healthier version. And these aren't just regular brownies, they're black bean brownies and they're fast and easy. Let me show you how to put them together. Keep in mind that these brownies don't have the typical brownie texture. They're gonna be a lot more fudgy and cakey and just yummy. For the black bean brownies, we're gonna simplify our life and just use a box of brownie mix and then a can of beans. Of course, you can use a healthier version of black bean brownies. You're more than welcome to try that out as well, but I wanna keep it simple and easy. You'll rinse and drain your beans and then add them to a blender with a 1/2 cup of water. Blend these babies up. That will be our paste. All right, we're gonna combine the bean paste. Here's the bean paste, and here is the brownies. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease. Perfect. Okay, now we add a cup of water to the Instant Pot. Okay, next you'll add your trivet, super important. And then I'm gonna grease my pan. This is just like a regular cake pan that fits in my 8-quart Instant Pot. I grease it just with some plant-based butter, but you can spray anything. You can even just use parchment paper. Okay, now let's add the batter. The kids are super excited about this one. And then we're gonna cover this kind of loosely with aluminum foil. All right, and then we place it in the Instant Pot and we'll cook it for 40 minutes, manual high 40 minutes. All right, let's check out these brownies.
Those don't look brownies.
Uh-oh, the trivet thing fell down.
What?
I'm not gonna be able to just like pull it out. This is gonna be fun. We're just gonna grab it. Okay, everyone has been waiting for these brownies. I don't even know if they're gonna, Okay, look at that. They look like brownies. They're a little watery. Somehow a little bit of the water got in. But here we go. I'm just gonna add some coconut sugar on top to kind of make it look a little prettier. Maybe some cocoa powder. Also, this is because I don't have powdered sugar. I just don't buy it, so don't have it. I decided to flip it. It came out really easily. There we go. Pretty impressive. Look at this cool brownie. Massive brownie. No. You like it?
Yep.
All right, let's try these brownies.
But Mom,
Super good. Not even as fudgy as I thought they'd end up being. They're pretty typical brownies, black bean brownies, honestly. The recipes for today's video are included below, along with more information about my membership if you need more help and support when transitioning to a plant-based diet. And if you like today's video, I know you'll absolutely love my other Instant Pot videos, so make sure to watch those next.